hope you're all doing well. We're back with another chair routine for you all. So, for today's workout, all you're gonna need is a chair, a pair of dumbbells, water bottles, canned goods, whatever you have on hand. We're gonna go ahead and start off with about a 7-minute warm-up, and then we're gonna progress to our about a 20-minute strength portion. So for today, it's gonna be a little different. We're gonna have a 45-second work to a 15-second rest ratio. What that means is every movement is going to be done for 45 seconds, and then we're going to go ahead and rest for 15 seconds. So 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. We're going to target the whole entire body, so everything from upper body to lower body to core. Again, chair, dumbbells. I'm going to give you guys the option of standing up and taking movements outside of the chair. And again, if any of the movements are too easy, I will provide a progression as well as a modification to every single movement that we do. So let's go ahead and start off with our warm-up. Let's go ahead and start off with our breathing. So hands are going to be placed right on our ribs. We're going to take our deep breath in, exhale, and compress our rib cage down. So deep breath in, exhale, compress. Making sure you gently apply pressure to get that rib cage to compress. Trying to get as much movement as we can in our ribs right now. Give me 2 more deep breaths. And last deep breath, everyone. Very nice. Let's work on our shoulder cars. So what we're going to do here is going to go up as high as we can, turn the palm out and around in that full circle. Again, up as high as we can, out and around in that circle. Making sure that our chest stays nice and high and making sure we're working nice and slow. So we don't want to just zip through the movement. What you also want to keep in mind is you're in charge of your own body. So if anything feels too off or if it's painful or too tight, go ahead and take it down a notch. You don't have to go as high. You can go right about here and complete the movement here. So the main goal is just going to be listening to your body as we go in through each and every one of these movements. This is the last one. Let's go ahead and switch. Again, up as high as we can, turn the palm out and around in that full circle. Up, out, and around. If you have some music, go ahead and start playing that if you'd like. I'd be listening to some Frank Sinatra if I were you, but you know, that's just me. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go into some stretch first. Some chest. So thumbs pointing down. What we're going to do is come in, come back out. Come in and come back out. When you do this movement, make sure that you really try to squeeze your shoulder or your back at the very end of the movement. So come in, come out. When you come out, you're going to be feeling a nice little pull here in the chest, and I want you to be mindful about squeezing your shoulder blades together. Inhale, exhale, open up. Inhale, exhale, open up. From here, we're going to go into some side stretches, which I will demonstrate in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and open up your stance, and we're just going to reach. We've been doing this for about a couple weeks now, so we're kind of accustomed to this movement, but we do want to make sure that we're feeling the stretch out on our sides. Keep going with your movement, everyone. 15 seconds, and we're going to take it up. Same exact movement, but we're just going to be reaching up now. 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and take that up. Reaching up. Again, always listening to your body. If there's anything that feels a little off, avoid the movement or just take it nice and slow, and don't take it up as high. Just understand that you're in charge of your own body. I'm going to be showing modifications of every movement, as well as progressions for those who'd like to make the movements easier or harder. 5, 4, last one, we're gonna take it down in 3, 2, 1, go ahead and take it down. With this movement, just to reiterate, we do want to keep our spine neutral. So as I go down, keeping my spine neutral and not rounded. So keeping my spine neutral, reaching down, reaching down. Very nice, everyone. We're gonna go into some marches in about 15 seconds. Again, marches in 15. Keep breathing through your movement for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and come up. Edge of our seat, chest is up. We're just gonna march, just gonna march. Bringing our knees up as high as we can, making sure our core is nice and tight. So if I were to come and punch you in the stomach, which I would never do, we want to make sure that our core is nice and tight. Core stays nice and tight, making sure that we're breathing through our movement. Keep it up for 10. Breathe through the movement, everyone. We're going to go into some knee extensions in 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and grab underneath one leg. What you're going to do is kick, bring it back in. Kick, bring it back in. When you kick, you want to make sure that you come out all the way, or as much as you can, and come back in. With this movement, it's common and it's normal to hear some snap, crackles, and pops. Again, it's going to be okay as long as there's no pain. So kick all the way through. All the way through. Keep it up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Again, grasp right underneath the other knee. You're going to do the same exact movement. What I want you to be mindful about is keeping your ankle tight and not pointed. So ankle stays nice and tight as we do this movement, and my back stays nice and tight. Even though I am holding my knee or my thigh, I'm still keeping my back nice and tall and not caved in. 7, 6, and we're going to end off with our jumping jacks in 5, 4, getting the heart rate up in 3, 2, 1. So a progression is going to be right here. A modification is going to be 1 by 1, nice and slow. Again, you have the option of going 1 by 1, just like I'm doing right now, or simultaneous. In about 30 seconds, we're going to take a nice little rest, and I'm going to start explaining and demonstrating our upcoming movements. Keep it up for 20 seconds, everyone. Making sure you're breathing. Let's get that heart rate up. 10 seconds left. Give it all you got for these last 7 seconds. Again, we have a nice little rest coming up in 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and grab some water. I'm going to slowly start demonstrating our movements. So like I said, everything is going to be done for 45 seconds, and then we're going to rest for 15. So the movements are going to be a little harder. We're going to slowly, gradually get a little, we're just going to progress some of the movements as we go along. So, like I said, all you're going to need are a pair of dumbbells, water bottles, canned goods, whatever you have on hand. Go ahead and grab them. So all of our movements are going to be done for 45 seconds, and then we're going to rest for 15. So our first one, what I like to do is combine 2, 3 muscle groups at once. So we're going to be working our upper body as well as our lower body with one movement. It's going to be done for 45 seconds. So we're going to go curl and kick. So I'm going to curl and I'm going to kick. I'm going to curl and I'm going to kick. The kick that I'm doing right now is a knee extension. It's going to be working on my quad. The curl is going to be working on my bicep. Couple things to keep in mind. I want to keep my chest up and avoid swinging. So I don't want to swing my weights up. I want to come up neutral. Come up nice and controlled as I kick. So we're going to go in 5. Grab your weights. In 4, 3, 2, 1. 45 seconds, everyone. Again, curl and kick. Curl and kick. Nice and slow, making sure that we're not swinging our weights and making sure we're getting full extension. So I want you to go all the way down and all the way up. So don't cut your rep short. Breathe through your movements, everyone. We've got 15 seconds of work left, and then we're gonna rest for 15. Keep going for 10. Keep it up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Our upcoming movement in about 10 seconds are going to be punches. So feet are going to be hip distance apart, chest is up, and we're going to punch. We're going to punch. If the weights are too heavy that you have, go ahead and just use one, or go ahead and just do body weight. So 3, 2, 1, punch, punch, punch. You're also welcome to take this up. You're also welcome to take any of the movements that we're doing up. If you do decide to stand up, make sure that you have a nice little bend in your knee. So again, nice little bend in your knee if you do decide to take your movement up, and make sure you're breathing through your whole entire movement, everyone. Keep it up. 4, 10. Breathe through your movement. Breathe. Making sure your core stays nice and tight. Again, you can do it seated, you can do it standing, and you can do it with no weight. Go ahead and rest. Next one, we're just gonna hold it out nice and wide. What this is gonna work on is our lats. So one of our biggest muscles in the body, not the biggest. I'm gonna bring my knee into my chest and kick. Knee into my chest and kick. Go ahead and join me. Knee into my chest and kick. So we're simultaneously working our lower body while we work our upper body. We want to make sure that when we're doing this movement, that our low back is not rounding and is straight. Kick, kick, kick. 15, everyone. We've got to break in 7 seconds. So take it all the way through. Again, just make sure that you're listening to your body, breathing as you go through these movements. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Upcoming is going to be a little bit of chest. Palm faces you, you come out. Palm faces you, you come out. In 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. Out, in, out, in. When you come in, make sure you squeeze your chest. Let's add a press. In, out, press. In, out, press. Breathe. In, out, press. Making sure you're breathing through your movement, making sure your chest is up, your core is tight. You're welcome to go unweighted on any of these movements. 10 seconds, everyone. Nice little rest after this. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this movement seated and standing. For those who want to do it seated, extending out our legs, and we're going to go hip hinge. So keeping our chest neutral, we're just going to bend and come back up. This is going to be working on our hips, well, our hamstrings, as well as our back. To take it up, same thing. Micro bend in my knees, hips back, and I come up. So I like to think about it as closing the car door with my butt. So right here, go ahead and join. 45 seconds on the clock. Hips all the way back, come up nice and high. Hips all the way back, come up nice and high. For those who are doing it seated, right here. Same thing. I want to be cautious about my back. So what you are not seeing is my toes are pointing up as I do this movement. Toes pointing up, come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, go ahead and rest. Again, these times move pretty quick. So our next one is going to be a row. So feet are hip distance apart. I'm going to be nice and low. We're going to pull, squeezing our shoulder blades in 5, 4, 3, 2, come up, squeeze. Nice and slow. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. To do this movement standing up, same thing. So we're in that hip hinge position. So So my butt is back, my knees are micro bend, and my back is nice and straight, pulling and squeezing my shoulder blades together. Same exact thing seated. This is going to be a back movement. This is going to help us fix our posture, keeping our chest up instead of rounding. 10 seconds, everyone. Squeeze. Breathe through your movement for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, catch your breath. The next one is going to be a squat. Again, I know time is moving quick. So for our squat, couple options here. You can go fully standing, fully sitting, or a modification that's going to help you gradually move up to a squat is hands placed on our thighs. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to come up and come back down. So I'm not fully standing, I'm just working on that little hike up with my butt. Come back down. So we'll go in 4, 3, 2, 1. Option 1. Option 2. Fully locking out. Option 3 is with your weights, whatever you're more comfortable with. Come up nice and tall. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. So with this movement, again, we're just going to be prepping our knee muscles, so our quads, to gradually come up all the way and come back down. 10 seconds, everyone. Keep breathing through your movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. 15 seconds. Our next one, grabbing our dumbbells, feet nice and wide, lowering down. We're going to do a fly. We're going to do a fly in about 5 seconds. This is a little too heavy for me, so I may do it without the weights. You're also welcome to do it standing up. Same exact movement, we're going to be in that hinge. Let's go in 4, 3, 2, 1. So right here. If this is too heavy, we're going to do it without it, and that's totally fine. Or we're going to go a little lighter in our weights. If you're doing it standing, same exact thing. Making sure that we're squeezing our shoulder blades tight and then coming down. Squeeze, come back down. Squeeze, come back down. Keep it up, everyone. 15 seconds, we got a nice little rest. We've got about 2 more movements, and then we're going to go into some balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Oh, I'm feeling it. All right, so our next one is going to be called chop. I want you to just grab one dumbbell. What we're going to do here is I'm going to start at one end, and I'm going to bring it down to the other. So all the way across. What you want to be mindful about is keeping your elbows extended the whole time and keeping your core tight. So I'm going to work from my shoulder down to my hip. From my shoulder down to my hip. So right about here. So go ahead and join. I'm going to demonstrate it standing up as well. From my shoulder to my hip. Making sure that I keep my elbows extended the whole entire time. Shoulder to hip. Same thing seated. Shoulder to hip. Keep it up, everyone. 15 seconds, then we switch our side. Making sure your core stays nice and tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch your side. Elbows extended. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Let's begin. From my shoulder to my hip. From my shoulder to my hip. Shoulder to hip. Shoulder to hip. Shoulder to hip. Core stays nice and tight. Core stays nice and tight. This is going to be our chop. Moving from one end of our body to the next. 15 seconds. You'll hear the buzzer in 10. We'll take a nice little rest. 3, 2, 1, rest. We've got a couple more movements, and then we're going to go into some balance. So just to keep up with that core movement a little bit, you're going to grab that same dumbbell, And now we're gonna do a front chop. So we were just working on side chops. Now we're gonna end off with a forward chop, and then we'll move on to some balance, and that's all. So chest is up, arms extend, you bring it down. Arms extend, you bring it down. So you only wanna work from your shoulder down. So I don't wanna come up here, I wanna stop it at my shoulder level, and then back down. So at my shoulder, parallel to my shoulder, and back down. So let's go together in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Parallel to your shoulder, back down. The way the core comes into this one is when you keep that chest up, core tight, don't allow your spine to move. So you want to keep the core tight when the weight is coming up and when the weight is coming back down. So right here, this is going to be our front chop. Making sure we're breathing through our movement. 15 seconds. Last exercise, everyone, keep it up. Stay with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and place your weights off to your side. Grab some water. We're going to do a little bit of balance. Let's take 2 deep breaths before we stand up. Deep breath in. Exhale. Second one in. Exhale. Let's move the shoulders. 3 more. 2. Last one. Let's bring them forward. Same exact movement forward. 3 more. 2. Last one. All right, everyone. So with our balance, everything that we do is going to be done with a chair for safety purposes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it this way, and I'm going to demonstrate the movements both this way as well as forward so you guys can see. The first one that we're going to start off with is a narrow stance. You're just going to hold. Let's see how we feel. So narrow stance, you can always hover 2 fingers or you can hold. So we're just going to hold a narrow stance here. We're just trying to see how we feel with the balance. Chest is up and just breathe. Chest is up and just breathe. We're only going to hold for 15 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same exact movement. Now we're going to move our head side to side. Just to reiterate, when we're working on balance, there's 3 components that we work on. So one is going to be oculomotive, so our eyes, when we close our eyes. Second is going to be ears, so vestibular, when we move the head. So what we're doing right now, we're mixing the fluid in our ears. And the third one is awareness of your body. For instance, when you close your eyes, it's kind of like, where is everything, you know? So our third one is going to be the proprioception, which is awareness of your body. Keeping your eyes open this time, feet together, and you're just going to come right here. So what I want you to notice is moving your hands easier or harder than moving your head? Because right now you're working on 2 different components. When we were moving our head, we're working on the ears, so we're mixing the fluid in our ears. By working on this, or the movement, is we're adding movement to that. So it's kind of like, where are my arms now? 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Now we're going to go into something called semi-tandem. Semi-tandem is going to be bringing your heel parallel to your big toe. So my heel is parallel to my big toe. We're going to hold this position. Do we feel balanced? Do we feel not as balanced? Just hold. Breathe through that movement. Do we feel like this is a little harder than what we were just working on? So holding. Again, you're always welcome to hold on to the chair with 2 fingers, with your whole hand, with 1 hand. So now let's get the head moving. Again, what we're working on here is mixing the fluid in our ears. Mixing the fluid in our ears. 10 more seconds. Again, you're always welcome to hold on. I highly recommend holding on just for safety protocols. 5, 4, 3, 2, one. Final one, and then we'll switch. So now, we're gonna bring those hands in. So how are we feeling now? Do we feel like this is easier or harder than the head movements? For me, I feel like this is easier, but it's gonna be different for everyone, and there are no right or wrong answers. So we're just gonna focus on here for 10 more seconds, and then we're gonna switch sides. We're gonna see if our right and left are the same. 5, 4, 3, 2, go ahead and switch. So, opposite foot forward, big toe meets the heel, so right about here. We're just gonna hold. So now that we've switched, do you feel even? Do you feel like this side is a little harder to balance, easier to balance? These are things that I just want you to kind of think about, because gradually I am going to start including a little more balance, and we want to get to the point where we're symmetrical on both sides. So now let's go with our head. So again, for me, this one is a little trickier than the arm moving, because you no longer have a focal point. You no longer have one thing to stare at. 5 seconds, and we're gonna go with our hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the hands in. For me, again, like I said, I feel like this is a little easier for me because I'm allowed to focus on one thing as I do the movement. Just make sure you're breathing through this movement. You're also welcome to go one hand at a time, which is okay too. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. One final one. We're going to give it a nice little try, and then we'll see how we feel about it. This one, I want you to hold on. So I'm going to hold on to. Let's work on our right leg. So left leg stays on the ground, right leg lifts up. We're just going to hold here. We're just going to hold. Even if this is too easy for you, I still want you to hover. I still want you to hover, because if something happens, the chair is there to hold you. So just hold. Just hold. How does this feel? You can keep the toe on the ground to make it a little easier. To make it harder, you're going to bring the foot back. So hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch our sides. Now, right foot down, left foot lifts off. Yeah, this side, I don't feel as balanced, and that's okay. Again, we're going to work on this continuously twice a week, so we'll get better at it. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, wow, 1, and rest. Go ahead and sit back down. We're just going to end off with a nice little cool down, and we'll leave you to it. So, right ear to right shoulder, and we're just going to breathe here. Let's take about 3 deep breaths. Second deep breath. And third deep breath. Left ear to left shoulder. You want to feel that nice little stretch in the neck, making sure that we take 3 deep breaths on each side. Let's go, last deep breath. Go ahead and tuck your chin into your chest. You're going to feel the stretch coming from the back, and you're just going to breathe. Last deep breath. Very nice. Take it up. Chin up to the ceiling. Last deep breath, everyone. Very nice. Let's go into some cat to camel. So, hands placing on our knees. I'm going to round my shoulder, and I'm going to come up and squeeze. Inhale down. Exhale, come up. Inhale down. Exhale, come up. When you come up, I want to make sure you're keeping your chest as straight as possible. So here, really round it. Try to get as much round as possible. Come up and really focus on straightening it out. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. One final one, everyone. Good. Right hand on on my right ear, left hand on my left thigh. I'm gonna rotate in, and I'm gonna rotate out. So inhale in, exhale, rotate out. This is gonna be working on our spine, or our mid-spine. Trying to work on the rotation, trying to get as much rotation as possible. 2 more. And last one. Left hand on my left ear, right hand on my right thigh. Inhale in, exhale out. Inhale in. Two more. Final one. Very nice. Plant your right heel down, toe pointing up. Deep breath in. Exhale, lean down, keeping that chest neutral. So this is going to be working on our hamstrings and our calves. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, come up. One more time. Deep inhale. Exhale. Try to get a little lower this time. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, come up. Let's go ahead and switch. Left leg forward, heel on the ground, toe up. Deep breath in. Exhale, lean down. Exhale, leaning down. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, come up. Second inhale. Exhale. Try to get a little lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, come up. Let's go ahead and end off with our 3 deep breaths, and we'll be done for the day. Second inhale. And third inhale, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your day.